Dr. Ahmed, welcome to my office.
Thank you for having me.
Well, so you are a dermatologist, but you're also a researcher, is that right?
That's correct. So I work in research and see patients at the University of Minnesota, and then I'm also in private practice in Edina and Burnsville at a place called Skincare Doctors.
Awesome. So the research that you're doing, could you describe kind of what it is?
Yeah, overall, I work in melanoma research. So from two aspects. One is studying the effects of indoor tanning on risk of melanoma, and the second is looking at a novel therapy for melanoma.
Right. And so from what I understand, tanning can be hazardous to your health, is that right?
Yes, we have pretty strong data now showing that indoor tanning increases risk of melanoma quite a lot. So using any indoor tanning increases the risk 75%, and it's cumulative. So the more somebody tans, the greater their risk.
I see. But as a researcher, some of the research you do is funded by some government-supported grants, is that right?
Exactly. Our research was made possible through a large grant from the National Institutes of Health. That funding has ended and the study has ended, but to continue our work, we essentially need more funding from the NIH.
Now, the people you work with, we've seen, you've talked about some of the research they've done. Now, because of the sequester cuts, the across-the-board budgetary cuts, how will that affect your work and that of your colleagues?
Well, right now, in our group, we hold a very important data set, the largest of its kind in the world, showing the effects of indoor tanning and melanoma. And it's such a rich resource. We can use it to further understand who specifically is at increased risk from melanoma from indoor tanning. And so we want to continue that work. However, right now the funds are so limited, we have been finding it difficult to get the funding to further that work.
Yeah, so like the sequester, is it affecting medical research in terms of new medications, new therapies, ways to warn people not to do certain things or to promote doing certain things?
I would say for all of those things, yes. So over at the VA hospital, I'm collaborating with another lab starting the process of looking at whether or not a cancer therapy that they've developed will be effective in melanoma. And one of the labs that I'm working with, they're struggling right now. Their funding is running out, and if they don't get additional funding, their lab's going to shut down. So that's jobs on the ground that we're losing. There are people who will lose their livelihood.
Now, you mentioned to me before that there are a certain number of people who are losing their jobs because the NIH funding or the government-sponsored funding is running out.
It's been estimated that in Minnesota there have been 540 jobs lost.
And these are folks who are seeking out life-saving breakthroughs to preserve health and improve life. Is that right?
Exactly. There's a researcher at the University of Minnesota, John Grant, who does work in stem cell research. Great, innovative work. And due to the 40% cuts, he recently gave an interview showing and demonstrating that he has people in his lab working for free. He's not taking any salary for the research. I take no salary for my research work.
Wow.
All of the money goes just to the people who help us out.
So if people want groundbreaking, life-saving research, we need to support this research through grants and government funding. Is that right?
We need it. It's essential for us to help prevent disease, to treat disease. It's also essential for our economy. It's related to jobs and technologies and innovations that will keep us number one in the world.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed.
Thank you. It's very nice to meet with you.